Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. As we continue with Part 5, the Hegira, from the Adepts in the Eastern Esoteric Tradition by Manly Palmer Hall, Part 4, the Mystics of Islam. The Hegira, the household of the Prophet, supplied the first converts to his faith, and the circle rapidly increased to include a solid core of persons well known for their great moral character and respectability. After about 4 years of teaching privately to a group which had grown to exceed 40 members, the Prophet was commanded by revelation to promulgate Islam publicly. Almost immediately, his growing prestige caused fear and anxiety to the people of Mecca, who profited greatly from the religion then prevailing in the city. They therefore decided to waive the ancient tradition that blood should not be spilled within the holy city and end the threat of Islam by assassinating the Prophet. Mohammed, however, was given a revelation in the form of a warning, and God commanded him to take flight from Mecca or his life would be lost. This presented a rather difficult problem. The people of Mecca had so trusted the honesty of the Prophet that they had deposited their valuables in his house for protection. It was necessary to make arrangements to deliver all these belongings to their owners, and at the same time not reveal the intention of departing from the city. The Meccans surrounded the house of the Prophet, but the angel of the Lord came in the night, and they fell asleep. In obedience to the divine command, Mohammed came out of the house and, turning his eyes to the Kaaba, cried out, "O Mecca, thou hast been to me the dearest spot in all the world, but thy sons would not let me live." Accompanied by Abu Bakr, the Prophet took refuge in the cave of Thawr, about 3 miles from Mecca. When the band of assassins discovered that Mohammed had escaped, they sent out parties to intercept his journey. One of these groups actually found the footsteps leading to the mouth of the cave. Then occurred the only miraculous circumstances said to be recorded in authentic Moslem history. Emile de Mengem gives a gracious description of the wonderful occurrence. It was then that the miracle happened. A harmony of the soul of man and the outer world. In the arid crack of the rock, a mountain shrub had sprouted. It seemed suddenly to grow. Its branches gripped the rocks. Its graceful tendrils stood up in the air until almost all of the cave entrance was covered. In its shadow, a dove lay cooing, and a spider, performing its daily miracle, spread the intricate geometrical pattern of its web. Between the light of the outside and the cool darkness of the cave extended the delicate threads at the end of which the spider balanced himself, climbed up, descended, and finally came to rest in the middle, lying in wait for his victim. And the white dove, the bird of love, laid her eggs in the sand. The male fluttered about her there at the entrance of the cave, their home. What joy on the earth, what love and peace in this tiny corner of the world. The Qurayshites looked into the dark hole. They saw the dove, but they did not want to crush her eggs. They saw the bush and the spider's web and shook their heads, convinced that no one had entered the cave lately. The mosque at Medina, where Mohammed began his ministry and where he died, from an Indian print. On the 4th day, the Prophet and his party continued on his way to Medina, which they reached after a weary journey. In this city, Mohammed and Abu Bakr were given a warm reception, for the people were proud that the Prophet had decided to honor their community. The flight of Mohammed to Medina is called the Hegira, which literally means the migration. When capitalized, the word stands for the beginning of the Moslem era. It also distinguishes the circumstance of the departure of Mohammed from Mecca, and by extension, is applicable to the act of any Muslim leaving a country of another faith. Mystically, it is the moral act of fleeing from sin through dedication to the spiritual life. Various dates are given, differing, however, but slightly. It is said that Muhammad reached Medina on June 28 AD 622 AH1. In the Muslim world, all dates are given in terms of the Hegira, which is generally abbreviated as AH, in the same way that the Christian era is indicated by the letters AD after the Hegira. The power of Muhammad rapidly increased, and in the 8th year after the Hegira, he began his march on Mecca at the head of 10,000 saints. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.